everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because I get to hang out with Mary Connealy on today, guys. Her new release, Ambush of the Heart. It is available hot off the press. We'll be sharing with you in just a bit how you can get your hands on a copy of it, all of that good stuff. But for now, guys, we are hanging out with author Mary Connealy. And guess what? She may spill a little tea. She may spill a lot of tea, but there will be some tea that will be spilled on today. Again, welcome to the cafe. You guys already know what to do. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to come on down to the cafe on today as we talk about Ambush of the Heart. Mary, welcome to the cafe, my friend. And how we do it here is I'm going to have you, my friend, to introduce yourself to our friends.
Angela, thank you so much for having me on Literary Cafe. What a great name for a podcast. So, my name is Mary Connealy, is how it's pronounced. But I'll answer to whatever.
Connealy, okay.
I write romantic comedy with cowboys. And Ambush of the Heart is my 81st book. So,
get out of here. That is awesome, Mary.
Yeah, I know. So if anybody wants to give it a try and they like it, I can keep you entertained for a long, long time.
Yes, over 80 books or 80 books, you sure can. And Mary, before we get into this book, Ambush of the Heart, that was one of the things that I wanted to find out because I read somewhere where it said that you write romantic comedies with cowboys. Tell me more. Tell me more.
I don't know why. I wrote for a long time before I got a book published, and this is just what hit. And my husband is a Nebraska cattleman, and I don't know, maybe I just bring some authenticity to it. I don't know, but they wanted more of that, and I've been at it ever since. So
I love that. I love that. And I love also that this book is kind of like, it got some historical stuff in there as well. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that in your writing.
Well, when I get ideas for my books is when I do research for one book. I'm doing U.S. Marshals in this series, and I'll read stuff and I'll just find weird, cool tidbits of history, and that leads me on to the next idea for the next book. So this book is actually Owen, who is the hero of this book, was a minor character in a book I've got called Marshalling Her Heart, where these U.S. Marshals come into this lady rancher's place and wanted to base their crime investigation at her place. So the Marshals were very secondary, but I loved them. I loved those guys that I created, and then they became this next series. So anyway.
I love that. And Mary, let me just tell you, okay, from the cover, U.S. Marshals, I was like, count me in. Now, Mary, we have to talk about this, my friend, because I'm a cover girl. I love a good cover, okay?
Is this not a great cover?
Yes.
Oh
and
my
I want to know from you, what was that like when you saw your final cover from Ambush of the Heart?
Well, I write Christian fiction, right? Mm-hmm. So it is like a disturbingly hot U.S. Marshal. And so when they showed me this cover, I'm just like, oh yes, I'm total approval, no input beyond yes. Let's go.
Look, Mary, it's swoon worthy. You can get a little swoon in there.
It's great. Yeah. So anyway, the fundamentals of the story are you see the mountains in the background of that cover. He and the group he's traveling with, transporting a prisoner, get attacked because bad guys want to free the prisoner and get driven into the Rocky Mountains. And all this book really is just how lost could you get? I mean, my goodness sakes, they don't know. They get in, but they don't know how to get out. And there's bad guys coming behind them.
Right,
and they got to keep running forward. Anyway, yeah.
And Mary, oh my goodness, talk about action packed, like from the very beginning. I was like, Mary wastes no time, guys. You get right into the action. If you are joining us today, guys, we are hanging out with Mary Connealy on today. Her new release, Ambush of the Hearts, It is an amazing, amazing read, and she will be spilling some tea about her book baby that just came out as well, and we'll be sharing with you how you can get your hands on a copy. And of course, guys, y'all know how we are here at the cafe. We are interactive, so if you have a question or a comment, definitely put it in the comment section as well. We would love to include you in our conversation on today. Now, Mary, you have to spill a little bit of tea about this title, okay? Ambush of the Heart. Okay, this is going to be a series, or it is a series, but was this your initial working title, or did
No,
the title
no,
come later? Spill some tea
no.
for us.
And I will tell you, Bethany House is my publisher, and they are so good at titles and covers that I named this book Owen. That's it.
Really?
Because I know I mean, then they say, what about some ideas? But whatever I come up with, they just always come up with something better. The book starts with an ambush. Could it be? Could it be more perfect? Right? So they get ambushed by these bad guys
Yeah.
trying to free the prisoner. Ambush of the heart, and of course they're they're traveling with a beautiful young woman too, and her brother. And so while he's getting ambushed by bad guys, he also gets ambushed by love.
I love, I
So
love it. I love it, guys. Did you catch that? Okay, it's like a dual meaning with the ambush. I love that. And
sure,
again, if you guys are
yeah.
just joining us, we are hanging out with author Mary Connealy on today, guys. Her new release, Ambush of the Heart. Take a look at that cover as well. And of course, guys, the attention is in the details, okay? The attention is in the details. Now, Mary, speaking of that, and of course, you share with us that it's about these U.S. Marshals as well. What inspired this series and this story? Was there, was it one of the characters that came to you? What was it for you that put that spark to say, you know what, I have to write this story, I have to start this series?
Well, you know what? I have a friend, Cherie Stover, who writes contemporary U.S. Marshal stuff. And I started doing some research because I thought, well, what about historical marshals? And I couldn't find anything. I was shocked. I did not. It was just like kind of a deep dive trying to research these marshals. And then
Yeah.
I had him come into that other book, Marshaling Her Heart, but I didn't know what I was talking about. I mean, I had him go in and pretty much be lawmen, but what they really were was the precursor to like federal, like I want to say the FBI. I mean, that's not quite right, but you know, the sheriffs of the day wouldn't hardly leave town. Sometimes if somebody got robbed, they'd form a posse and chase, but they were in charge of their town. And then like Texas had the Texas Rangers,
Mhm.
but they couldn't go beyond the state. And a lot of states didn't have that. So they formed this. The US Marshals already existed, but they expanded their role to make it a federal crime. And then federal crimes, a steal in the mail was a federal
Wow.
crime. You know,
Wow.
stuff like this. This crime particularly happened. He escaped from a fort. He was in the prison at a fort because he'd killed somebody. So then you need U.S. Marshals to come in, and anyway, there is a U.S. Marshals Museum in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So I mean,
Really?
I don't really leave my house very much. I pretty much just stay here. But my husband said, let's go. So we went to Fort Smith, Arkansas. I'm from Nebraska, so it's not terrible far, but it's a trip. So, and went through that museum and just tried to learn what am I even talking about? Train robberies a lot of
Wow.
times became federal because a lot of times they'd steal the mail because money got transported
Yeah.
in the mail.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then just the more I learned, have you ever heard of Bass Reeves?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, there's a TV show on, but he's a black US Marshal. And he was like, someone probably said they think he was the inspiration for the Lone Ranger because he
Yeah.
would come
Yeah.
into town and everybody just wouldn't pay much attention. It wouldn't take, just a drifter. And then all of a sudden a bad guy's just gone from town and nobody even knows where he
Wow.
went. And this guy, was responsible for arresting so many men. And
Yeah.
the U.S. Marshals had that kind of a sneaky aspect to them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
And look,
Ah,
and AK Parker says a great way to research your book. Yes, and again, that leads me into, thank you for sharing that, what your research was like for
yeah.
this book too. But I want to ask you this, Mary. So, in addition to it being, historical, it has the U.S. Marshals in there, but Colorado, is also almost like a character in itself too. What drew you to set this story in like the 1870s Colorado? And how did the rugged frontier shape the tone of this novel?
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you a story. It's a sort of weird, but I was on a bus tour to Lake Tahoe one time.
Uh-huh.
I don't know where I was, but we didn't like take the whole tour all the way out there, but we got on this bus. It's just a day trip out to Lake Tahoe, and we're driving on this 4-lane interstate, right? And then they said something like, "Well, there can never be buffaloes up here because they couldn't get up." And
Okay.
so I'm driving along on this 4-lane highway and thinking, trying to see this land with nothing. How did you get up here? A buffalo can't walk up this trail? How did a
Yeah.
person walk up this trail? And I just was struck by how lost you could get. And
Wow.
I've kind of touched on it in a couple other books, but I really kept wanting to kind of go back to this, like the wilderness. My gosh, it was so vast. And there were
Yeah.
no, when you talk about like the Donner Party, right? You look at that, and they say they could cut 50 miles off their trip. 50 miles was huge.
Was
You look
huge.
at that
Yeah.
thing. What a bunch of idiots. What'd they take that trail? Oh my gosh, nobody knew anything about this wilderness. And for them
Wow.
to take that choice and think cut 50 miles off this trees, you absolutely can see why they made that decision. And
Wow.
nah, you just, I don't know. I was one time, they were talking about the wagon trains, like go to uh oh, not gonna be able to say it. That high mountain in along the Rockies, and they would say go to this and take a left. And I drove along like the front range of the Rockies. They all looked the same to me.
Wow.
You're just like, oh, okay, here I'm gonna take a left. I wouldn't have known where to go, and oh my gosh. So
Wow. Wow.
anyway,
Guys, if you're just joining us, we are hanging out with Mary Connealy on today, guys. Hot off the press is her new novel,
yes, just brand
Ambush
new.
of the Heart. And one of the things that I shared just a few minutes ago, I was telling Mary, I was like, listen, this story, the action starts, y'all, at the very beginning. Mary give you, it's action packed, but she gives you action right at the very beginning, okay? And so I wanted to ask you about that, Mary. The opening ambush is intense. I mean, Mary, it's cinematic, okay? You can
Oh yeah.
visualize what is going on. But for you, how did you approach writing such a high stakes beginning?
But this is like training, right? That I've learned, but you need to explode the beginning. That's the term I think of myself. How can we just make this immediately so high stakes? Well,
Yes.
nothing's higher stakes than a bullet whizzing by your head.
Yes.
Sometimes you're like that. Sometimes, honestly, not this time because I knew what I was doing here, but the bullet whizzes by, and then I got to think, okay, why would someone be shooting at him? You almost got to back up, but you think, boy, this is slow. Let's pick this up a little, and then I'll have somebody start shooting. And then you got to think, okay, why would they be shooting? And back up a little and write your way into it.
Right.
But yes, you need to like
Y'all,
do
that's the
something.
opening line, by the way. Okay, this bullet that's going
It's
past
the
is the
first
opening
sentence.
line. All right.
And that's the ambush, and there you are. And then his two friends, who are books 2 and 3, Morgan and Tex, they would probably turn and fight, right? But they're transporting Delaney and her brother. These are innocent people that they
Innocent
had 5
people.
marshals. They didn't think they were in any danger. Plus they were supposed to take the train, and then a trestle washed out. Now they got to
Right.
ride. Well, so instead of turning to fight, as is his inclined to do, they gotta get out of there because they gotta save these people. And
Yes.
so thus begins the chase deep into the Rocky Mountains. And
I love it. I love it.
yeah,
Now, I want to ask you this, Mary, and you can spill as much tea as you want because this story, Ambush of the Heart, it blends faith, it blends survival, it blends love. But for you, which theme emerged first for you as the author,
Oh,
and which surprised you as you wrote it? So, kind of twofold. Which
I know
theme
the answer to
emerged
this.
first? The faith, survival, and love, and then which one surprised you the most when you wrote it?
I when I finish the book and send it in, my editor, who are great editors at Bethany House, writes back and says, they can't just all of a sudden be in love. You got to ease that in. I am just so busy making them run for their life and turn and fight, and then run and then turn and fight. Then I'm like, you need to ease in. And I'm like, I don't have
Gotta
time to
ease
ease
the
into
love
a
in there.
romance. But you're like, you got to find time. So, yes, the action, the love story is different. It comes in later, but yeah, what surprised me, I don't know. I suppose it's funny that you write along and do crazy stuff, and you're like, well, I didn't see that coming. I don't know. At about a third the point of the book, the bad guys make a break for it, and one of the marshals goes after one of them. There's a woman bad guy because they captured some of these people that are attacking them, and they go over a cliff together and get swept down a river. And that's like a whole nother story going
A
on.
whole nother
And so now
story.
I've split up my people. So I'm following those guys trying to survive that river. And then you think those other guys were lost. Oh my gosh, these two. And they really, and they're smart. They're smart, trail savvy people, but they're just like, we've been walking east all day and we get to the top of this mountain and we realize we've been going west. I mean,
Y'all,
they're
as
just,
you can see, Mary is spilling some tea. Okay, if you have not gotten your hands on a copy of Ambush of the Heart, what are you waiting for? It is action packed. It is an amazing story that you will enjoy. It will keep you on the edge of your seat and turning the pages. If you're just joining us, we're hanging out with author Mary Connealy on today. It's a new release, hot out the press, Ambush of the Heart. Now, Mary, let's talk about these characters a little bit, my friend.
okay.
We have some characters in this book, guys. Let me just tell you, some of them they will pull at your heartstrings. This is a story of all the feels, all of this good stuff. But before we get into the characters, like kind of specifically, is there a character that surprised you, meaning like they took the story a different direction for you?
When we found Roz, have you read the book? Roz comes in. I didn't expect her. I kind of invented Roz on the spot. And all these people are tough. Okay. I don't have any greenhorns on this trail. Delaney, who is the love interest in Ambush of the Heart, she's tough. And she's like these, and the boss, Owen, he's ordering these two men around who are the other marshals, and they're
Yeah.
smart and savvy, and they don't take stupid orders. So when they will follow what Owen says to them, it's because he's telling them the stuff they think, yeah, good idea. And then
Yeah.
Delaney kind of falls in with that. It's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to save you, obviously, because you guys, none of you are as tough as me. So anyway, yeah, Delaney is she was a lot of fun. Roz was a lot of fun, and then Stella. These are the women who sort of ended up in this group. Goes over the cliff with Tex, and so it was hard to find a place for the women in this because it's just such a harsh
Really?
place, and the marshals are transporting a prisoner. There's no romance, there's no women out, but they found three. So
But you
anyway,
pulled it off. You pulled it off,
yeah,
and you gave us some romance in here as well.
I did.
Let's talk about you. We talked about the women a little bit. Let's talk about Owen a little bit. What is Owen's
Yeah.
greatest strength, and what is his greatest blind spot? If you could share that about Owen's character.
Okay, well, his greatest strength is just he's just unbelievably competent, wise wilderness guy. This is what he's been doing for the U.S. Marshals, because you know a lot of U.S. Marshals, they did stuff like transported the cash for somebody who brings in a wanted man, and you get the
Yeah.
reward. I mean, a lot of it's pretty mild mannered, really. They stand in the courtroom and like they're the bailiff, keeping peace. But there's these jobs for these guys, and Owen has just always volunteered for them. Yeah, I don't want to stand in there and bring cash. let me go out and go and do this. And then sort
Yeah.
of over the years, Morgan and Tex have kind of fallen in with him because they've just matched up what they love
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
So Owen is tough. That is his main skill, is just be able to be so competent that really competent people will say, yeah, we better do what Owen says because he's got a really good idea.
Yeah.
So his weakness is he is a wandering man. He doesn't want to stop. He doesn't want to get married. That's not what he loves, you know?
Yeah.
And then now here's Delaney and he's thinking, I might be ready to settle down. So he has to do some real serious adjusting to what he thinks, and what he wants and what his life has been up till now. And
Yeah. Yeah.
and he finally finds a woman he respects enough to think, yeah, we could make this work, the two of us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And speaking of a woman in the story, of course, you have to tell us a little bit about Delaney's character. How would you describe Delaney for us?
okay, Delaney Bridger, that's her name. She is a cousin three times removed to Jim Bridger, the mountain man, right? I mean, she is from a family of tough men, and her father is right now the commandant of Fort Russell in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So they were going from Denver to Wyoming. And here's Owen is going there too. And so can we ride along? Sure, let's go, because the train's out.
Sure, let's go.
Yeah, sure, come along. Fine, whatever. Oh boy, maybe you shouldn't have come after all. We didn't expect quite this much trouble. So
Yes.
anyway, so Delaney is tough. Delaney is
Mhm.
smart, and she's like, I know you can handle this, but let me go ahead and save your life right here, okay?
That's
And he's
funny.
like, yeah, I think I need you to. So yeah, let's go. So yeah, so Delaney is a strong woman, and I love doing that. I love doing it so much that I kind of have to fight it sometimes. Like once in a while, I just like, okay, I need a woman who's a damsel in distress, because I just don't do that. I don't do that.
Okay.
They save themselves, and then the man comes right in and she's like, yeah, I'm okay, but thanks for coming. So anyway, and she's just there. And then a little side character thing is she's supposed to be going to join her mother and father at Fort Russell, right? You think Delaney learned to be tough from those two, and so they're doing all this and they're running for their lives and they're hopelessly lost, and she's like, and the worst part really is, Ma and Pa are going to be coming, because they're going to know we should have been there by now, and they are not just going to sit there and wring their hands. They are coming, and then like, are they bringing all the whole cavalry from the fort? And they say, oh no, the cavalry would slow Ma down. We're not bringing an army. They just slow us down. So they really like, where can we get to civilization enough that Ma and Pa don't have to ride all this way, because they're going to be tracking us. They're going to find us eventually. But boy, I hate to make them
Right,
take that.
right. Look, and Mary, of course, we have to talk about her brother, Boone. And I want to ask you this about Boone's character,
Okay.
because, guys, and this is not a spoiler. I mean, literally, this happens like right at the beginning of the book. But Boone's injury becomes a major turning point in the story. What made you decide to place him in such a vulnerable position so early in the story?
Okay, I don't even know. I will admit this to you, but I'm not even sure I should. Okay, at the beginning of this book, Boone got killed. Boone died from that gunshot wound. Because that was like Delaney's motivation is, I'm not going to run for my life. I'm going to find those guys and I'm going to drag them all up to be hung. And and then I finally got around to where I was going to have her Ma and Pa coming into the story, and I just couldn't do it. I just felt terrible for them. Their son was dead. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, now I gotta go back and now he's grievously wounded, but I gotta bring him back to life. Okay. And then I gotta write through the whole book, like, where did I say stuff about Boone being dead? Now he's just really badly wounded. But it just made me feel terrible to kill that guy. I didn't mind doing it for Delaney, because that was gonna be her big motivation, right? That was
Right,
what
right.
drove her. but then I couldn't do it to his parents. I just felt terrible for them. It's got something to do with me being a
Well,
parent, I
Mary,
guess.
talk about spilling the tea of how, how the story. Wow,
Do
thank
you
you
think
for
do you
I
think
mean, you
that's
are
wrong?
spilling
Is
some
everybody
tea.
going to read this book now and think, "Oh, Boone's supposed to be dead, Mary"?
You're spilling
I
some
don't
tea.
know. I don't know, but I
Well,
couldn't
I
do
want
it.
to ask you this, and we're going to get you to read a short snippet in just a
Okay.
moment. But I'm going to give you three words, Mary. And
Uh
when I
oh.
give you these three words, I want for you to tell me what comes to mind when you hear those three words collectively. Okay. So the
Right.
first
All
first
right.
set of three words is grit, grace, and attraction. What comes to mind when you hear those three words? Grit, grace, and attraction.
Well, sadly enough, I was just somewhere that I ate grits, so I'm sure that's not right. But yeah, yeah, strong. As a matter of fact, True Grit. That's really the only other U.S. Marshal I'd ever heard of was John Wayne in True Grit. Going into Indian
Mhm.
territory because bad guys would run into Indian territory and they would act like this we made it. We're at base. Like we made it to base in a game of tag and you couldn't go in, but then the US Marshals could go in. So yeah, that grit, I kept thinking you gotta give those lawmen that tough grit. And then Delaney, yeah, she's tough, but she's also gotta have a softness to her because that's
Yeah,
what lures Owen in. First he respects her and then he's attracted to her, right? So
yeah.
that I guess that's what come to mind.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. Guys, I know you're on the edge of your seat and I know you're ready. Mary Connealy is getting ready to share just a short snippet of Ambush
Oh
of the
boy.
Heart. And Mary, I'm going to allow you, my friend, to kind of set the stage for us and you can start reading when you're ready.
This is the opening. This is the beginning. There's no setting the stage. There's no sense in doing it because there's nothing goes on before this happens. So um, U.S. Marshal Owen Riley was riding beside Delaney Bridger and her brother, escorting them to Fort D.A. Russell in Wyoming when a bullet whizzed past him so close he felt the heat of it. Owen threw himself at Delaney to get her off her horse. It was a reflex without thought. He held onto his reins and urged his well-trained buckskin Mustang stallion to lie flat on its side. He saw fellow Marshal Morgan Sawyer hit the ground a mere second before he did. A third Marshal, Tex Mitchell, was already down, crouched low behind his horse, rifle drawn and aimed. Tex was bleeding. Tex had Delaney's brother, Boone Bridger, lying on the ground as well. The team of marshals had been paid to get the Bridgers safely to Wyoming, and fortunately, Delaney looked all right. She lay next to Owen with her pistol in hand. So she's ready to fight too.
She's
So
ready to fight, guys. You have it. You've heard it here first at the Literary Cafe. She just shared of Ambush of the Heart. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, we're going to do a little round of we're going to do this or that, but before we do that, I'm going to do a little rapid fire. And with this
okay,
rapid fire, I'll give you instructions like to either give me one word or you'll see how it
you
works.
think I
So
can
the
do
first thing
one
that comes
word,
to
Angela?
mind,
I'm not sure I know how to do one word.
the first one word is Colorado in one word.
Rocky Mountains, Rockies.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Delaney in one word.
Tough.
Okay. What was a most fun scene for you to write?
Honestly, their wedding scene. They have been together nonstop for like weeks, right out in the wilderness. And in this, Owen has come around to thinking he's going to settle down and he's going to get married. He finds a woman that he makes him want to do that, and he's right in front of her very dangerously tough father and scarier mother. He asked Delaney at dinner if she would like to go take a walk with him, and the whole family's just like, what are you doing? And they go out and take a walk, and then they find out the whole Bridger family is like spying on them from the woods. You're not going to get away with anything, Delaney. Anyway, that scene right there, while he's trying to have a minute alone with her, and then Delaney's just like, I know my brother is in the woods, and he's like, I'm not in the woods. They're just being funny, and it's a kind of a
That
fun
is
scene.
too fun, guys. That is her fun scene to that was her fun scene to write. So if you haven't read it yet, look forward to reading that scene as well. Now, Mary, we're gonna do a round of this or that. I promise you, we're gonna do a round of this or that, Mary. I promise you, there is no answer. All things to you, and guess what, Mary? There's a twist. This is this or that of the heart edition. Are you?
Yep.
First up, Marshall in courage, Martins or caregiver courage.
Martial instinct. Yeah, he's running on. He's running on instinct.
All right. Okay. Next up, Boone's resilience or the Marshall's grits. Boone's resilience or the Marshall's grits. This or that.
I'm gonna go with Boone's resilience because he's badly hurt, and he just like almost shakes it off and gets himself together. Once he regains consciousness, it takes a couple days for that.
Yes. Okay. Owen's steady leadership or Delaney's fierce compassion. Owen's steady leadership or Delaney's fierce compassion.
I don't know, that Owen and the way he leads that troop, that's pretty fundamental. So I'm going with that.
Okay. Last one, ambush on the trail or chase through the woods. Ambush on the trail or chase through the woods.
Oh, it's the chase. That ambush. Yeah. That ambush is like the first 2 pages, and then the whole rest of the book is the chase. So yeah.
Yes. Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Mary, for playing around of this or that ambush of the heart edition. The time goes by so fast, my friend, and we've had an amazing time talking with you, talking about ambush of the heart. And now, Mary, please share with us, how can they get their hands on a copy of Ambush of the Heart?
Well, I know that if you go to my website, which is maryconnealy.com, so good luck spelling that. I have links to all the major places. It's on Amazon, it's in Barnes and Noble, and it's in bookstores too. And if it's not there, they can get it for you. So, one of the best ways, if you like my books and want to follow them, if you go to Amazon and follow me as an author, you will get an email every time one of my books comes out. And they don't come out quite that often, so it's not like you're going to be inundated. So I found that to be a really good way for me to keep track of my favorite authors, is to follow them on Amazon. So
I love that, guys. Get your hands on a copy of Ambush of the Heart. And of course, guys, once you read it, definitely leave Mary a review as well. And of course, guys, there is a giveaway. Her publishers, they are sponsoring a copy of Ambush of the Heart. Mary, I'm going to get you to assist me. I'm going to go up and down the comment section, my friend. And when you tell me when to stop, that person will be the winner of a copy of Ambush of the Heart. All right. Are you ready, my friend?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. When you tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you say stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. AK Parker, you are the winner, my friend. If you will inbox us your information, we'll be sure to get that information to her publishers, and they will get you a copy of Ambush of the Heart. Congratulations, and thank you guys so much for joining us. And of course, Mary, you have to share with us, my friend, how can we stay connected with you?
I have a newsletter. So if you go to my website and sign up for the newsletter, I don't send out very many newsletters, so you shouldn't be overwhelmed with, your inbox shouldn't be full, but I probably will send you one every time a book comes out. So yeah, that'd be the best way to stay connected. I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram and I'm on the usual places. So
I love that, guys. Make sure that you stay connected with her. Go to her website, sign up for her newsletter, follow her on social media, get you a copy of Ambush of the Heart. Not only that, tell a friend to tell a friend about Mary Connealy's new release, Ambush of the Heart, as well. If you see it out in the wild, take a picture, tag Mary, let her know that you have seen her book out bookstores as well. Mary, and thank you so much for hanging out with me on today, my friend. And I want to allow you the last words of what you want to say to the people tonight.
Well, this was so fun, Angela. Thank you for asking me to be on. I had a really good time, and I would love to come on every time we got a book coming. I had a really good time. Thank you so much. And all I can say is, this is my 81st book. If you give it a try and like it, I can keep you entertained for a long, long, long time. So, you might be good to know about them. So, anyway.
I love that. Thank you so much, Mary, for hanging out with us today and talking about your new release, Ambush of the Heart. Thank all of you for joining us on today as well. We have had an amazing time. Again, make sure that you're following Mary. Make sure you grab a copy of Ambush of the Heart. And guys, guess what? This is, as she said, this is her 81st book. So check out her backlist as well. There are lots of books that you can read after you've read this one, Ambush of the Heart.
Yeah,
Again,
this
guys,
is book
that's our
one
show
of a
on
new
today.
series. So it's a good
Yes,
place to
it's part
start.
of a new series. And that's our show on today, guys. And of course, as we always say here at the cafe, have an amazing day because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Get a copy of Ambush of the Heart. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.